Hello, my name is Dr. Tandra Price. I am the editor, chief, and publisher of Tapped In Magazine. It's a global publication for women, men, speakers, and authors. And we are here in Detroit, Michigan at the Leadership Experience Tour. And I am so excited to be a part of a major collaboration with HNP, which is Happy Neighborhood Project, and the Leadership Experience Tour. But more importantly, I have one of the special guests that was a speaker at the HNP conference that we collaborated together, Mr. Geoffrey. And I want you to get to know a little bit about who he is and what he does. And I'm telling you, he has some major good stuff that will be really beneficial to those who are looking to elevate in their business. So, Geoffrey, tell the audience a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay, I am a serial entrepreneur. I created an organization called Think Big with Geoffrey Kent. The website's www.thinkbigwithgeoffreykent.com. Geoffrey is spelled with a G,
Okay.
the old English spelling. And I work with entrepreneurs who struggle to raise capital.
Mhm.
Entrepreneurs tend not to know who to raise capital from or how to raise capital.
Mm.
So I created a self-paced online course, 7 weeks, that helps entrepreneurs build a fundable plan that allows them to raise the capital they need to grow their business and exit when and how they want to.
You know what? I love that fact because right now, as entrepreneurs, we need kind of some of those fundamental steps in order to help grow our business. A lot of times, we think we have it all, but there's some steps that, really need to be redefined in our business to help us grow and to elevate in that business. Now, I had an opportunity to listen to your speech. It was amazing. Tell the audience maybe some golden nuggets. I don't want to take it from him, but I want you to tell them some golden nuggets of kind of really what you did in your business and how you got to where you are.
Yeah, so I reached an epiphany in my career where, nothing was working. I was in corporate America,
Mm.
struggling in corporate America. I was doing entrepreneurship on the side part time.
Mhm.
I was struggling with all of my entrepreneurial ventures, and when everything was not going the way I wanted it to,
Mhm.
all of a sudden, there's kind of a scripture saying that he's never there when you want him, but he's always there when you need
Oh,
him.
absolutely.
And so when I needed him, he was there.
Mm.
And as again, I got this epiphany that basically said maybe you need to give up corporate America and pursue entrepreneurship full time. Just when I was thinking that way, a couple of young entrepreneurs reached out to me that needed help writing a business plan.
Mm.
Fast forward, that ended up once I had finished the business plan for them, they asked me to join them,
Mm.
and they wanted me to run the organization.
Wow.
Um, when I did that, and that was the first entrepreneurial venture I had pursued full time.
Hmm.
It was the most successful thing I had ever done in my career.
Wow.
And part of what I did prior to us launching was, fortunately, I had gotten an MBA in entrepreneurial management
Mm.
from the Wharton School of Business.
Okay.
So I actually went back to campus, sat down with my 5 professors, and said, what one piece of advice could you give me that if I implemented it would maximize the probability I'd succeed?
Mm.
And so they gave me all this great advice, tons of books to read all the books, um, assimilated all the conversations I had, and started to realize that there was 6 common threads or 6 elements that I kept hearing over and over again that
Wow.
successful entrepreneurs were doing to succeed in business.
Mm.
And so I said, well, what if I implemented those 6 things and infused them into my business? What would happen? Well, I did that, and to my surprise, it worked.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, listen, when we kind of let's take a step back right there because I love what you just said. You took time to go get the books and read it and do a lot of research. And see, one of the things that we do as entrepreneurs, some of us don't really like to do that personal development. I mean, to really challenge and grow our mind to the next step. But because you did that and you were able to implement it in your business, I mean, now look, I mean, this is amazing what I'm not gonna steal it, but it's amazing what you have
right.
because you took that time to go the extra step and mile that a lot of us, you know, if we really realize if we do that,
Mm,
what success that we could be.
right, right.
But I love the fact that you said you got with your mentors as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and as I said, what I learned was that successful entrepreneurs figure out what their passions are and
Mhm.
they build businesses around their passion.
That's
So it's
absolutely
kind of the
right.
first thing they do. The second thing they do is they laser focus on servicing a niche target market that they can dominate.
Yes.
Because when they decide to expand their business over time, they what they do becomes their name. The name of the business becomes synonymous with what they do, and the name precedes them as they go out into the marketplace. And so it's a lot easier to expand. Um, they also form strategic alliances with much larger organizations that can feed them with pre-qualified leads. They focus on providing world-class customer service so that they can convert or transform their customer base into evangelists that market their brand for them. They focus on leading metrics that lead to sales versus just focusing on the lagging metric of the sale itself.
Yes.
And then last but not least, they surround themselves with an A team of co-founders, executive managers, other leaders, employees, board members, advisors that give them the greatest probability of succeeding.
You know what? I think you touched on so many good, valid points that, you just got to be a part of his program. I mean, knowing how each one of those instrumentally work and that can really help you elevate in your business is really a win-win. Now, give us your tagline. You have a little tagline that we also put on your cover. What is it? 1 million? Help me out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say it wrong. I'm trying not to steal the thunder because I want him to have his own. Because this is let me tell you, when I looked it over, it was so amazing that anyone would want to be able to jump into this program. I mean, this is something that is so needed. His course is like a must-have. So go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, it's basically the concept is grow, scale your business to 1 million or more. Right.
1 million more.
So that's basically what I'm helping entrepreneurs understand, how to infuse very basic and simple things that can get you to at least 1 million or more.
1 million. And really, that should be a goal for everyone. But I want to take it back just a quick step. I got to take a little bit back from that presentation. You said that when you did your first business that it was so successful that you ended up, I guess, closing it out. And like now, because of this whole concept, you don't have to work anymore. So talk a little bit about that. We got to hear that because that is like a key to this amazing course that he has built. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I launched the business in 2007. I sold the business in 2013, 6 years later. As I said, I infused these 6 traits into the business, not knowing whether it would work or not. It exceeded my expectations far and beyond. The company ended up being one of the fastest growing companies in the country. It Inc. 5000 award winner, Philly 100 winner,
Wow.
every single year
Wow.
we were in business. And it just, once we exited, I sold the business and I really have never had to work again. That was over a decade ago. And so that kind of led to what I do now because, as both while I was running that business, talking, networking with other entrepreneurs, and since I've sold the business, mentoring other entrepreneurs, I constantly get asked, how did you do what you did?
Yes, that's what I'm
know.
exactly. I mean, you took this concept just based on all the things that you learned, everything you put together, figured out how to sell your company, make major amount of money. Now you could give those same ideas and traits to someone else who is looking to make $1 million. I mean, listen, $1 million, a lot of people, put that on their vision board, on their goal board to make, but don't really know how to have those fundamental steps to get there. You want to go to Geoffrey. Geoffrey has an amazing course that could get you to those particular steps that you need. Now, tell them how they can actually get into that course. I mean, like, is there a website? Is there a link? How can they actually get there?
Yeah, so the website is www.thinkbigwithgeoffreykent.com. Geoffrey, again, is spelled with a G. So when you go to the website, what I would recommend people do, I would love for you to take my word for it, but I've actually put videos on the website for people who have taken the course, who have, entrepreneurs, who have businesses.
Yeah.
So and I've asked them to tell their story about, where were they before they took the course, having taken the course, where are they now? And how did the
Ooh.
course help? So that's on the website. I would ask anyone to go to the website, look at the videos, see the impact that the course has had on
Mhm.
the businesses of those entrepreneurs. I actually have on the website a free checklist
Mhm.
that talks about those 6
Wow.
traits,
Mhm.
in a little more detail than I've just given you. And then the course goes into it in much greater detail, because
Awesome.
a lot of times you can give someone instructions, but they can't really do it unless you walk through those instructions in great detail, and that's what the course does.
Now, is there like once they purchase the course, is there like a way, like if they wanted to have like a one-on-one with you to kind of maybe walk through some of those steps? Within that information, there's a contact to say, hey, okay, like if you need some additional help, then you can have it here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So um, if an entrepreneur went to the website, downloaded the checklist, still wanted to have a conversation with
Mhm.
me, they could easily get on my calendar. Uh, Very open to having conversations with entrepreneurs there. Once they're enrolled in the course,
Mhm.
they're also automatically enrolled in a private Facebook group
Wow.
for the course, where every week I walk through course attendees a
Wow.
session to kind of, okay, what did we cover this week?
Mhm.
What questions do you have? What didn't you understand?
Mhm.
What you know what could help you understand this better?
Yes.
So that, to make sure that everyone knows exactly how to implement this in their business, customize it, because again, a lot of this, even if you take 10 entrepreneurs, you give them the same set of instructions, things have to be customized to a particular
Absolutely.
business, because everyone's unique, everyone has their own set of weaknesses and strengths,
That's
and
true.
so everything that you do has to be customized to your strengths.
I love it. So guess what? When you get a part of this course, you're not alone. You still have a community that he's going to tie you into. And then he also has some weekly information that comes through that Facebook group. So, I mean, what better than that? I mean, if you take what he's done, and he's also have the testimonies on there as well to say, listen, before you even get into the class or the course, look at what some of the other people's done. Look where they've been and where they are now just based on this course. And let me tell you, a lot of them are already to $1 million. So, real quickly, Jeffrey, let's talk real quickly. You're a part of the HMP community. How did you get into HMP? I mean, like, who told you about it?
So I occasionally public speak. So I was asked to speak last year, and a panelist who was speaking with me, her name is Claudette Forbin.
Oh, mhm.
She's in New York. Um, Reached out to me after we spoke
Uh-huh.
that time, and we've stayed in touch.
Mm,
And so, in one of our conversations, I mentioned to her that part of what I'm looking to do and how I wanted to continue to grow is I wanted to do some personal branding.
mm,
And so, and Claudette is part of HMP. So
mm.
Claudette referred me to Victor Felix, who
Uh-huh.
is also part of HMP. He's in Orlando.
Okay.
And I've been working with Victor for several months now.
Mm.
And Victor, mentioned that H&P was having this meeting in Detroit, and thought I might be interested in speaking,
Yeah.
and so connected me with Philomena,
Yes.
and here I am.
You know what? It's so good. I always have to go back to the power of networking and
Yeah.
what the power of networking can do for our business and just our relationships that we build. So let's go just a little bit step further. Like you were able to reach out. Now, are you a co-host or anything for one of the groups of HMP?
I am not. No.
Okay, okay. So now, but you found some real good benefit in getting some positive response. I mean, like, what do you think about the relationships in the community and everybody being so happy a part of the
Well,
community?
well, I love that, but I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. So normally when I speak, I don't speak with other speakers.
Hmm.
I do occasionally, but it's fairly rare. So what I really liked about the event was being on a dais with multiple speakers. Right.
Okay.
Um, what has really surprised me was how much I've gotten from other speakers, sitting in on their, I rarely get the opportunity to sit in on other people's presentations.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm learning, I can just imagine what other
But
audience members are learning, right?
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
regular entrepreneurs. But for what I'm getting as a speaker from other speakers has been transformative. So
Yeah.
as well as I've had other speakers come up to me and tell me that they've learned a lot from me.
Mm.
So I've gotten a tremendous amount, and then the networking. I've actually already booked 2 more speaking engagements just from
From
this
the
event.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow, wow. Listen, again, I always have to go back to the power of networking. So, I mean, it's amazing though, like just being a part of an amazing community where, again, it feels like family. It just feels like so much that you can do and just really elevate and grow your business. Now, this is your first time at the Leadership Experience Tour. So, tell me
yes.
what your thoughts are about being at this amazing event.
As I said, just what I've gotten from attending and the conversations I've had, with other speakers and with the conference attendees has just been incredible. I mean,
Yes.
I know that sometimes you'll meet people and say, oh yeah, I'll keep in touch with them, and you never do. But this is an experience where I know I'm going to stay in touch with several
Wow.
people that have been a part of this, because and I've mentioned this to a couple other speakers. As I listen to other people speak about, well, just speak about what they're
Mhm.
trying to present, but then in their speech they're talking about their journey.
Yes, they are.
It's amazing to me how our journeys are so similar.
Hmm.
So it's like now I feel like, well, I'm not the only one out here experiencing what I'm
Right. I'm not the
experiencing.
only one.
Yeah,
Yes.
other people are going through this, and I need to bring them into my circle,
Uh-huh.
and because I would love to. A lot of times in entrepreneurship, um, you know, it's all entrepreneurship's all about overcoming obstacles, right?
Yes.
But the beauty of networking and building kind of the team that I talked about is that you have other people that if they've gone through other obstacles,
Hmm.
or similar obstacles, they can tell you how they overcame those
Hmm.
obstacles. Now you're taking that into your brain,
Yes.
and now when you come up on an obstacle and you've had someone tell you, 100, you've talked to 100 different people and they've
Hmm.
given you 100 different ways they overcame
Hmm.
that same obstacle, you can react so much quicker in
Oh,
business
absolutely.
to overcome that obstacle once you're faced with it. So,
Absolutely.
so I mean, I'm going to take so much away from this, and I can't wait for the next one because I would, whether I'm a speaker or just an attendee, I'd love to be a part of it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you know what? It's been such an amazing event. It's been, I've learned so much from you just being on stage. I mean, I was so touched by your presentation. But I think it's important for us to surround ourselves around amazing people that are doing some amazing things. It just helps us to elevate more into our business. Jeffrey, I'm so excited for you to stop by and visit with us here at Tapped In Magazine. And a matter of fact, before we end, Jeffrey was one of our featured covers here on the magazine. So go to tappedinmagazine.org to check out Jeffrey's picture and his story and get to know more about him and how to connect with him. Because guess what? You want to make that $1 million. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I will say before I wrap up here that so right now I just have the course.
Okay.
However, and again, everything I'm doing is because
Mhm.
entrepreneurs are telling me, Jeff, you need to do this, right? So you have information you need to share that's valuable. So I am about to. I spent all of last year creating written content,
Okay.
and it's gotten such great response that
Mm.
someone had told me, another entrepreneur, they're like, have you ever thought about releasing an ebook?
That's right.
And
Absolutely. That needs to be put in a
yeah,
book.
so I'm actually going to release Think Big Questions and Answers.
Hmm.
Every question, everything entrepreneurs need to know but are never told.
Hmm.
So that's going to be released next month on Amazon.
Wow. Listen, I love Think Big. Just the thought of that topic, that title brings so much. It brings so much. Well, thank you so much, Geoffrey, for stopping by. Again, my name is Dr. Tandra Price. I am the editor, chief, and publisher of Tapped In Magazine. We're going to have some amazing speakers hitting the stage this Saturday at the Leadership Experience Tour. You do not want to miss it. We have over 40 some plus speakers, and we have the winner of our pitch competition of H&P that's going to be taking the stage. So thank you so much for tuning in. And guess what? We'll talk to you soon.